Hi, greetings, fellow Whovians. Whovian Queen here. Hope you're having a good week so far. Well, our look at the 10th Doctor era now continues on with Midnight. So, let's take a look at it. The 10th Doctor and Donna visit a resort planet Midnight, the surface of which is bathed in lethal radiation from its star. The Doctor takes a shuttle tour to visit a waterfall made of sapphires. He goes alone as he is unable to convince Donna to leave the comfort of the local spa. Mid-route, the shuttle unexpectedly stops. The Doctor joins driver Joe and mechanic Claude in the cockpit and see all systems appear operational, but they are simply not moving. The Doctor asks Joe to briefly open the cockpit radiation shielding to see what may be causing the problem, and before they are forced to close them again, Claude claims to have seen something moving outside. Joe calls in for a rescue shuttle, but it will take some time to arrive. The Doctor turns to the cabin as he, the hostess, and other passengers hear knocking on the sides of the shuttle. The knocking seems to follow their movements, but soon comes from the same side of the shuttle where one passenger, Skye, is cowering. When the shuttle is rocked violently, the hostess goes to check in with Joe and Claude, only to find the cockpit has been ripped from the shuttle. Dun dun dun! The Doctor and the passengers see Skye behaving oddly, repeating what they are saying, frightening the passengers who think she has become possessed by whatever was outside, but the Doctor is intrigued. The delay in Skye's repetition becomes shorter, and soon she is speaking simultaneously with all of them, but after a while they realize she is now only repeating what the Doctor says. He deduces that the entity from outside may be trying to communicate to them through Skye as it learns vocal communications, and tries to reason with it against the other passengers' fears. As the Doctor converses with Skye, she starts saying things before the Doctor repeats them, making the other passengers believe the entity has moved on to possess the Doctor. Skye attempts to convince the passengers she is back to normal, and that they must throw the Doctor off the shuttle. When most of the other passengers start to pull the Doctor towards the shuttle door, the hostess, hearing Skye use some of the Doctor's unusual phrases, realizes Skye is still possessed. The hostess pulls herself and Skye out of the cabin and into the radiation, sacrificing herself to save the Doctor. The shuttle passengers are left to sit in silence until their rescue arrives, shaken over the events and shamefully realizing that none of them thought to ask the name of the hostess. Donna speaks to the Doctor upon his return, where he reveals that he will inform the company about the entity so they will remove their presence from the planet and let Midnight keep turning around its lethal star in silence once more. Oh boy. So let's take a look at some continuity surrounding this episode. Dee Dee tells Doctor that she has written a paper on the lost moon of Poosh. The Doctor also mentions the Medusa Cascade, and Rose Tyler appears briefly on a television screen. These are all references to the Series 4 story arc. Rose appears along with the missing planets, including Poosh, in the two-part season finale, The Stolen Earth and Journey's End. Now let's take a look at the production of this episode. This is the 50th episode filmed for the Revive series, and was filmed at the same time as Turn Left. Don has a minor role in the episode, appearing only in the pre-credits sequence and the final scene, while the Doctor has a minor role in Turn Left. Russell T Davies has stated that the episode was inspired by the Star Trek The Next Generation episode, Darmok. And now let's take a look at some cast notes. David Troughton, cast here as Professor Hobbs, was a late replacement for Sam Kelly, who broke his leg and had to withdraw from the production. Troughton joined the rest of the cast in Cardiff with just 2 days' notice. Known for his stage work with the RSC as well as television, he is the son of Patrick Troughton, who portrayed the Second Doctor. He has had a long association with the series since the 1960s, appearing as an uncredited extra in the Second Doctor serial The Enemy of the World, as Private Moore in the Second Doctor serial The War Games, and as King Peladon in the Third Doctor serial The Curse of Peladon. He has also appeared in the Doctor Who audio dramas Cuddlesome, The Judgment of Iskar, The Destroyer of Delights, and The Chaos Pool. He is unrelated to the director of the episode, Alice Troughton. Daniel Ryan, who played Biff Kane, had announced in a 2006 interview that he was going to ask Russell T Davies for a role in Doctor Who, as he wanted his children to see him acting on television in a program that was not inaccessible. Ryan had a supporting role in the Davies created series Bob and Rose, starring Leslie Sharp, and Davis had previously written an episode of Linda Green in which Ryan starred in. And now finally some cultural references. Didi Blasco quotes, and then Dr. references, Christina Rossetti's poem Goblin Market, exerting the famous lines, "We must not look at goblin men, we must not buy their fruits. Who knows upon what soil they fed, their hungry, thirsty roots." The song that plays on the shuttle's entertainment system is Do It Again by Rafaela Carrera. And now, finally, the legacy of this episode. This episode has gone on to be adapted into a stage play. It received a mixed reception, with one reviewer saying that it was, quote, probably only of interest to really hardcore Whovians. Hey. So overall, this episode is actually pretty dang interesting, and it is kind of a little bit creepy and scary in some places, so yeah. So overall, I give Midnight 4 sonic screwdrivers out of 5. Well, I hope you enjoyed the review, and if you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up, share it around, subscribe if you haven't already, hit the bell icon to be notified about when I upload videos. And if you want to help support the channel, be sure to check out my Patreon page. Link, as always, is in the description. And as for reviews, I will see you guys next time as we take a look at Turn Left. Ooh, that should be a good one. So until next time, this is Hoovie and Queen saying, "Oh my giddy aunt! When I say run, run! Of reverse polarity of the neutron flow. Would you like a jelly baby? Fantastic! Allons-y! Geronimo!" Bow ties are cool, fezzes are cool, and Stetsons are cool.